What is going on YouTube? This is Acid Root. So I'm going to review a 2025 project by TILLR. Basically, this product is called Downer, and it came out in the late fall of 2025. So this is a request review by Urban Odyssey U as far as these pairs can have with the excellent type pitch behind it, kind of the recent type stuff, and the loud pack type re-up type appeal, the hit type stuff that TILLR's been up to, pitch like that. So within the ordeal, this particular product is going to get a 10 out of 10 pitch like that, just a real blistering type one within the aspect. Good, consistent, further repertoire of TILLR as far as these pitches can have them. What the fair about this particular one is the aspect, it has some neighborhood kind of jaunts on here, but it's kind of within new fairs as far as talking about the variety, as far as getting towards like the product, kind of thinking like the aspect. I mean, like when I think of the previous product I reviewed by TILLR, pitches like that, Trust the Process, that had like some fairs kind of within the pitch, and just like the boredom that kind of went along with like the makeshifting and fairs like that, just within the pitch, to talk about the varieties. This particular one has more. It's kind of within the aspect like the fair, like the goings on within pitches like that, but kind of has it in like an NF type territory pitch like that. So it's kind of fair. There's traces of NF on here. There's traces of Mac Miller on here as well. Pitch like that. Sometimes that fair is like a leftover kind of Spotify bleed type aspect. It's kind of within the pitch as far as saying paying attention to the varieties as far as like the goings on with what particularly happened. Just not being as full bound familiar as to what the trendy Sparky type things have been from probably like the early 2020s forward pitch like that. It's just some of these type fairs as far as paying attention like the varieties of just like the banner type stuff within some premier type pitches. So it's kind of pitch trap. I mean, it's kind of trap, but it's kind of more within the pitch of like NF kind of vibes within the pitch of like the variety of like nailing like these personal type ones the way Eminem and NF would kind of have those vibes like brooding within aspects. It has those particular type pitches, swamp type album pitch like that, excellent type ordeal stone pitch. It's good type variety getting towards those products that just has similarities like a 3-6 Mafia kind of snack run type torch up pitches like that, just without the aspect of quite as much wonder. It's not quite as much full bound. There's more songs like Clouded, and like there's a particular another Clouded and Lighten Up are not quite as much snack run type fare, and I want to say Escapade really isn't either. Void is kind of a more homebound type one in my opinion, pitch like that, same step ordeal. So it's kind of the pitch as far as saying it's just the variety as far as like the aspects of just kind of getting TILLR in new spots minus like the usual type fare, just like neighborhood romps pitch like that. So it's kind of the ordeal as far as saying just some good products, but it has the excellent aspects, just the differential type pitch with which within the past, seeming some of his earlier type products was kind of the fare, just kind of like a daytime. Trust the Process was more of kind of like a daytime kind of 3-6 Mafia pitch like that. It's not quite as snarled as Full Bound, but the pitch behind like Solitary Boy, that was a lot more neighborhood romps pitch like that within those aspects, like the mixtape type days. This kind of pitch, this particular one has NF type varieties within the pitch as far as talking about this from the aspect, as far as saying within the tone, as far as paying attention to like is kind of nailing the personal type songs within pitches like that on here, just with the after effect of this kind of this typical kind of doldrums type aspects within the tone, as far as like the pitch of just like doldrums type aspects, just more with new varieties and different flavors as far as those pitch camps. So it just nails the appeal as far as this pitch camp. But yeah, recommend all 5 songs out this EP, 10 out of 10. So yeah, doldrums is a hit type 1. It's like a dope morose kind of NF like shadows to get within these products here. Just extra thought for like some glue mid kind of ruffles, pickups, fares like that. Probably throw some utility runs in here on top of that as far as these pitch can have. So this is more traditional of like TILLR pitch like that. Some stuff fares with an aspect, just neighborhood jaunts, some of those type fares, just with like the broodiness aspect really nailed within these pitches. So just kind of personal type fare, but yeah, just extra type thought within pitch like that. Just kind of the curriculum. It's kind of that particular curriculum of smoke type fare within the pitch of this particular things kind of on your mind, and just more later shift kind of commenting pitch like that. So this kind of ordeal as far as getting towards those pitches, kind of within product, but have a good fare as far as those pitches can happen just within. This is probably the one that's the most like the vintage type TILLR from like the late 20s, or yeah, the 2020s type, the early 2020s type days pitch like that was within the fair as far as saying it's good type variety. It's kind of being like it's being like a lower key kind of NF kind of variety pitch like that. Some stuff where deals some excellent aspects about it. Lighten Up is a hit type 1. It's like a solid, pleasant, kind of overcast, kind of makeshift drift along to get within these fairs. Just some bills pay and kind of day straightening as far as these fairs can have. So this is this kind of has more commerce type fare about it. Just weekday, good radio type appeal for weekday type dredge pitches like that. Kind of has floaty, kind of Juice WRLD type vibes pitch like that. A little bit of Playboy Cardi within some type aspects, but just to miss the pitch, it just like probably the most pleasant song off this album as far as this pitch can happen. If you don't count Clouded, which is like a good head trip type smoke fest pitches like that, it's kind of for the Lighten Ups. It's kind of one of those type ones for just a solid enough kind of jaunt. It's kind of more kind of malaised and mellow type energy, but just kind of a prompt mellow type energy within those pitches as far as the fair's gonna happen, just within like the aspect of just getting towards like standard day product, getting the makeshift kind of taken care of pitch like that, some stuff where deals. So just day straightening good fares like that. Clouded is a hit type 1. It's like a nice throwback, getting tore up from like the block. Clouded is like a nice throwback, kind of getting tore up type vibes from like the blog and Cloud era pitch like that. Definitely gave me some Mac Miller type vibes, Big Sean, folks like that within that particular early 2010s mixtape type, very good pitch like that. Pretty steady trips here to kind of get this. This has some thorough type head trip type variety within the product of actually having like a pretty solid enough type aspect to get tore up within the fares behind. So it's kind of pitch as far as saying the product just probably wouldn't be able to drive some of these type pitches, or at least the aspect of just kind of good ass vibe to kind of have like the bong rips going pitches like that amidst like the ordeals to just having like the gal bands, so just having the memes on deck, some of these type fares kind of keep the fare of it with the extra type product, just like smoker's toolkit to kind of have for some of these type fares on top of that. So it's good type pitch for some of those. Have like meme ready movies like Next Friday in particular, like, you know, Harold and Kumar, so that pitches good varieties like that. Just some of those type ones, just from the variety other type ones, Pulp Fiction pitches like that, some type fares. Escapade's a pretty hit type one as well within these pitches. Escapade's a pretty hit type one within these pitches as well. It's like a nice haunting kind of night gaze to get here. Just commercial kind of Dracula kind of night owl commute pitches like that. Just pick up like envelopes and notepads, selling stuff fares within it. Definitely some routine kind of night shift living within pitches like that as far as these fares can happen. Just very like the Chris kind of Dracula type appeal as far as these aspects can happen, just within the aspects as far as saying just to miss like the fare or disc. Now more within the fare is good type products for some of these type ones, but just to miss the pitch and just having the conduct kind of taken care of, waking up probably past the hours like 5:36 p.m. pitches like that, some stuff or deals with it, but just getting like a list of things get taken care of within the availability within the aspect, whether or not it's open, things like envelopes, getting like some notepads to kind of have for like grocery varieties, pitches like that, some stuff or deals, just keeping in mind for like the fares behind a good pitch like that, just aspects for like the day taking care of the subsequent days taking care of pitches like that within those ordeals. But this good pitch to kind of be kind of like night owl kind of productive pitch like that, some stuff fares, but this real crisp aspect really works for like, this is more vintage type TILLR as well within these pitches, but just kind of the variety of just not quite as full bound, just not as much snack run type fare, as much full bound within the pitch, but just kind of aspect of just like varieties of just amidst like day product and integration amidst more dust type fare pitches like that. So good type variety about that. And then Void is a hit type one as well. It's good pitch. It's like a highlight kind of glare. And then Void is a nice one within these pitches as well. It's like a highlight glare kind of later shift Spotify brooding and get within these aspects here. Just brew while good nice one to brew while steaming joints as far as these fares can happen. Good nice one as well to clean the house as far as these fares can happen. So just when the pitch as far as saying just productive type fare, just more homebound type pitches, new varieties amongst TILLR as far as these aspects can happen, just more within the aspect. Some of these type ones, Clouded, Void, Escapade in certain type of sense, it's probably the aspect of just like the also particular variety of just getting like the task taken care of, just the unloading from like the fare, just like the vehicle fare and pitches like that, just bringing the spoils home. Some type pitches would definitely be the variety amongst Escapade, just kind of the aspect of just like the transit type fares, just like the goings on within like the day traffic. But yeah, Void and Cloud are definitely some more ones with new varieties of discs, homebound type discs, just an aspect of just like ruminate and just kind of standard Galvant pitches like that, or just more homebound type saunter pitches like that. But yeah, but just definitely further extra thought about Void, similar to Doldrums, but just more within the homebound type variety pitch like that. Just get some smokes in your system, some of these type fares, just extracurricular type fares, get some extracurricular type varieties, get some extra shit done within these pitches as far as like the variety, like the aspects of like standard utility pitches like that, get the house cleaned up, some stuff fares, just get the particular fray about it. Straighten some of these stuff aspects within the tone as far as like the pitch can happen, just being productive with like the standard amount of errand and chore within the product as far as those pitch can happen just within the tone. Just looking after varieties of good pitches about some of those type fares, just the pitch and just new type varieties within the pitch. Now within the fare, the only real true thing I would have said within the variety of this product probably could have used within a pitch, I'd say Void kind of within certain senses kind of gives off some of those type vibes. It's also a pretty good hangout type song, just laxing with your pals pitch like that, just get some smokage kind of going. But it's probably going to use some degree of a club song, just seeing the particular fray, just the aspect of what TILLR would have been up to with like the socialized stuff there, just having like some hypnotic in the system pitch like that, some stuff there is a little bit of Bacardi pitches like that if he was able, pitch like that, not as full bunch here, but just kind of pitch a disc. It's excellent type variety, but it's within the pitch, that's the paying attention just within like the vibe. So it's new aspects, new shades like tones for new spices of spots within the pitch to have TILLR within the variety of pitches like that. It's kind of fair as far as these aspects can happen. It's excellent type fair, just a shot in the arm of getting further type TILLR pitches like that, some stuff ordeals. Good products of some homebound type brews pitches like that, and an excellent kind of Dracula and shrouded type sense good pitches as far as these fairs can have. So nails the appeal. So nails the appeal pitches like that and throws in some former kind of TILLR highlight moments as well within some of pitches like the neighborhood crawls and stone kind of snack run type fair pitches like that. Excellent type where deals with like some commerce ones and like some makeshifting as well pitches like that. So nails the appeal, 10 out of 10. Social score is going to go ahead and get a 10 out of 10 as well within these pitches. Just good varieties, just good aspects, like an alternative to turn to. Good alternative to turn to once NF gets boring. Songs that pitch within the product is within the same vein, nailing these personal type songs pitched like that. It's kind of variety as far as having some of those type ones is good. Good murky kind of head trip type fare, very similar to Dax and NF. Some of these type folks pitches like that. Hobson within certain varieties, good pitches like that within those tones. As far as those pitches kind of have, so within the aspects as far as saying it's good nice pairs kind of have within the aspect of having like further type products kind of get done within the aspect of just throwing some chore type fare and just homebound type utility as well within those pitches. This has variety just having the productiveness along with like the erinding and snack run type fare pitches like that. So nails the appeal. 10 socials. So in terms of future, this is TILLR's seemingly most recent type product pitch like that. He put this out basically a couple weeks ago, last few days of 2025 pitches like that. Excellent type board deals get this particular fare. So it's another blistering classic for TILLR within these pitches. Excellent type product, good staple that, good blistering staple that you should definitely look into.